Ever wondered how a 900,000-pound hunk of metal manages to soar through the sky like a majestic eagle? Or why your cheese sandwich doesn't get flattened against the back of the plane during takeoff? Well, strap in, fellow Earth dwellers. We're about to unravel the high-flying mystery that's had humans scratching their heads since the Wright brothers decided bicycles were too mainstream. Get ready to lift your knowledge as we break down the mind-blowing science behind flying tin cans, airplanes. By the end of this video, you'll either be an armchair aerodynamics expert, or at least have some impressive jargon to drop at your next dinner party. So let's taxi down the runway of learning and take off into the wild blue yonder of aeronautics. First, let's break down the four fundamental forces acting on an airplane. The first force is thrust. This is the forward force produced by the engines. The second force is drag. This is the resistance of the air against the plane's motion. The third force is weight, which is the downward force due to gravity. The fourth and last force acting on an airplane is lift. This is the upward force that keeps the plane in the air. For an airplane to take flight, the lift generated by its wings must exceed the force of its weight, pulling it downward. At the same time, the engine's thrust needs to be powerful enough to overcome the drag created by air resistance. Only when both conditions are met can the airplane successfully stay in the air and move forward. Let's focus in for a moment on the star of the show, lift. The secret lies in the shape of the airplane's wings. Look closely at a wing's cross-section called an airfoil. It's curved on top and flatter on the bottom. As the plane moves forward, air flows faster over the curved upper surface than the flatter lower surface. This creates a pressure difference, lower pressure above the wing and higher pressure below. This pressure difference generates lift, pushing the airplane upward. This phenomenon can be understood through Bernoulli's principle, a fundamental concept in fluid dynamics. According to this principle, when the velocity of a fluid increases, its pressure decreases simultaneously. In simpler terms, as a fluid flows faster, the force it exerts on surrounding surfaces diminishes. In our specific scenario, the fluid in question is air, which behaves just like any other fluid under these principles. As air speeds up, such as when it flows over the curved surface of an object, like an airplane wing or a spinning ball, the pressure on that surface drops, leading to various aerodynamic effects such as lift or curve. But there's more to it. The angle at which the wing meets the oncoming air, called the angle of attack, also plays a crucial role. By tilting the wing slightly upward, it deflects air downward, creating an additional lifting force according to Newton's third law of motion. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. In addition to thrust, drag, weight, and lift, there are four other parts of the plane that also contribute to flight. The first part is the flaps and slats. These extend the wing's surface area for takeoff and landing. Next are the ailerons. Ailerons are movable surfaces located on the outer rear edge of an airplane's wings. They work in opposite pairs, with one aileron moving up while the other moves down, to control the airplane's roll and help it bank left or right during flight. The third part is the elevators. This controls the pitch of the airplane, allowing the nose to move up or down. The pitch of an airplane refers to its nose-up or nose-down position, which affects the aircraft's climb, descent, or level flight. The last part is the rudder. This assists in turning and balancing the aircraft. When a plane takes off, it combines all these elements in a carefully orchestrated sequence. The process begins with the engines roaring to life, providing the necessary thrust to push the plane forward along the runway. As the aircraft accelerates, the rushing air flows faster over the specially designed wings, creating areas of low pressure above them. This pressure difference between the upper and lower surfaces of the wings generates an increasing amount of lift as the plane picks up speed. The pilots adjust the angle of attack to maximize this lift, while also ensuring the plane maintains its balance and direction. Finally, when the lift force surpasses the aircraft's weight, the nose begins to rise, and the plane majestically lifts off the ground, climbing into the sky as it continues to gain altitude and speed. We've soared through the principles of flight faster than a plane breaking the sound barrier. Now you know that airplanes don't actually fly, they just throw themselves at the ground and miss thanks to some clever engineering and the magic of physics. Next time you're crammed in the middle seat trying to open that impossibly small bag of peanuts, just remember, you're sitting in a marvel of science that would make even Newton do a double take. Now when someone asks you how planes fly, you can confidently say, it's all about that base. No wait, I mean that Bernoulli. Until next time, keep your heads in the clouds and your tray tables in their locked and upright position.